Hey everyone, New3012 here. Thank you guys for joining in the next episode of Higurashi. Last time, we got into some crazy shit from everyone. And my god, I definitely felt scared as shit because Rena was outside our door listening to our conversation. So, that's gonna end well. And it was a really long episode, and I decided to save the tips for this time, so might as well start with the new tip. So let's get into it. July 1st, 1982. To Departments 1 through 12. Prefecture Police Headquarters. Director General. To the Chief Constable and all faculty managers. Regarding cases situated in the Hinamizawa village, notice. As cases in Shishibone City, Hinamizawa village have been reported by a certain section of mass media, it has drawn global attention, which is causing very serious repercussions for local residents. This has become very Fuck me, it's fast. Designate the following criminal investigation as classified. Hokunomiya Station 1982 case number 7. Sure. Hinamizawa village housewife murder. Dated June. Hokunomiya 1982 case X. Hinamizawa village student disappearance. Dated June. Non-disclosure of information. Hokunomiya Station 1979 case number X. Hinamizawa village site foreman murder. Dated June. Shira Station 1980 case number X. Shira Natural Park falling incident, June. Okinomiya Station 1981 case X. Shinto's priest wife's disappearance. Requesting self-restraint from each organization concerning the release of sensitive information. Please see attached reference materials 1, 2, and 3. Management, Prefecture, Police Headquarters. Internal line. Police Affairs Department. Good god, that was fucking moving fast. I wasn't even fucking typing. Jesus! Can I please get the log? Oh, thank god. It had been global. This has become a very serious situation. To protect the livelihood and prosperity of the residents, the following notice has been issued. Okay, everything else I actually did manage to fucking read somehow. Jesus, that was reading like a goddamn madman over there. No room for error. Let's continue in this horror story, because why not? Please, can I just not go to school with Rena anymore? Weariness and a headache. Not a very nice way to start the day. Oh, can I just not go with Rena today? What's wrong? Keiichi? You don't look so well. When did you go to sleep? Seeing that my mom had noticed my sullen state. Yesterday, I kept on waking up in the middle of the night. Without a doubt, I felt a presence. Yeah, it was fucking probably Rena. It was probably Rena just staring over my fucking bed. Jesus! This is why I like Mion better, because she doesn't seem nearly as crazy. I felt the presence of someone standing in front of my door. Told myself repeatedly that it was my imagination and forced myself to try and sleep. Except not being able to stand it, I gathered up my courage and opened the door. Of course there wasn't anyone there. I think I did this 3 times throughout the night. Or maybe I just didn't remember doing it any more than that. Even though I was able to get to the breakfast table without incident, I still didn't feel at ease. It might be a cold. I don't really have an appetite. Oh, that's probably him. Whoops. It might be a cold. I don't really have an appetite. My, you do seem a little warm. Well, can you make it to school? Technically, I did go to a school, but it was mostly self-study. It wouldn't matter much if I missed a day, would it? It could have been that I hadn't been feeling well for a few days, the last few days, because I really did have a cold. If I took some medicine and got a good day of rest, I might be able to greet everyone with a smile tomorrow. Fuck no, that's Rena. No thank you, no thank you. Startled, I looked back and forth between the entrance and the clock. It was 10 minutes later than when I usually met up with Rena. It was Rena. Rena-chan came to get you. What are you going to do? Are you gonna take the day off? Hell yeah, I am. Fuck her. Rena was a good girl. She might be somewhat quirky, but she was certainly cute. Not cute enough to stand behind my door. The lunches she made were delicious, and she always looked out for me. Why should I be so scared of something like that? It wasn't Rena's fault. It was probably mine. Never blame yourself for fucking crazy shit. Never. It had to have been my cold. It just had to be. I'll rest. Sorry. And I'll go send her off for you. Mom headed off to the door. I would have had to pass by the entrance to get back to my room. I didn't have the nerve to meet with Rena, so I wrapped myself in a blanket on the sofa and closed my eyes. I was so sleep deprived, I quickly fell into a deep slumber. I'd only intended to lie down for a bit, but it was almost noon when I woke up. I called out to my parents, but they didn't seem to be around. On the table, I found lunch prepared and a note. Mom and Dad had apparently driven off to somewhere far away. It likely had to do with Dad's work. This happened every so often, so it wasn't that unusual. They would probably be back sometime after dinner. On the note it said, "The insurance card is in the cabinet. Take it and go to the hospital." There's also a well-drawn map to the hospital. That's right. I hadn't been there before, so I didn't know exactly where it was. I had a light lunch, although it really was just leftovers from the morning, and just in case, went to the hospital. Oh no, I wouldn't. I mean, it's just a cold. It's fine. Though I very rarely go to the doctor. Unless it's like physically something's wrong, like actual like injury, I won't go to the doctor. Just because I really don't see the need of it. No point in paying. But I don't think they have to pay nearly as much. Because, you know, being Japan, I think they have, is it free over there? I think it is free. If not free, it's pretty cheap. At least compared to the US. So I'd only go when it's important. Normally, I'd never be here in the middle of a weekday. Just walking around like this had me feeling guilty. It was an odd feeling. Following my mom's map, I took a road I usually never used. After walking for a bit, the hospital sign came into view. Yuri Clinic was written rather stylishly on the sign. The clinic wasn't very big, but based on the scale of the rest of Hinamizawa, it was far too grand. There was a parking lot and even a reserved spot for buses. That's nice. It must be making a mint. No shit. I spaced out in the air-conditioned waiting room until it was my turn to be seen. Maebara-san, please make your way to the examination room. I assume it was a nurse telling me that, a female nurse. Though they don't have a sprite, so they're not important. After properly answering all of the chatty doctor's questions, he responded with the odd, "It's probably a cold." They gave me a shot and 3 days worth of medicine. Thought it was a little overboard, but if it would clear away the gloomy feeling I'd been having lately, then it was worth it. I settled the bill and took a quick trip to the washroom. As I was leaving, I overheard a conversation between some elderly people who seemed to be regulars at the clinic. Okay, so it's not free. Okay, whatever. My point still probably stands. Of course, I had no intention of eavesdropping. It was just wasn't for that word. Must have been an onikakushi. I wonder. She was still pretty young. Might have just eloped. With whom? That man from Tokyo who visits every season. That young one with that big camera. Yeah, it's a big camera. Didn't you know why? Didn't they know they were getting along pretty well? Were they talking about Tomitake-san? I could feel my ears perking up. I don't know about that. But you have to make preparations before you elope. Leave a note or quit their job or something. It's an elopement because they didn't leave a note or message. The thought that I'll never see that young nurse's face again makes me rather sad. Takano-san is an upstanding young woman. She'll be fine wherever she goes. So her name was Takano-san. That woman with Tomitake-san. And she worked at this clinic? Oyashiro-sama's shadow was following me everywhere I went. I started listening more closely, but they began talking about fishing and it didn't seem like they were going to revisit the topic. I gave up and left. Thus, even though I was separated from the daily monotony of school, I wasn't able to escape from Oyashiro-sama's shadow. But of course, Oyashiro-sama was the guardian deity of this place, of Hinamizawa. As long as I was in Hinamizawa, I wouldn't be able to escape. Poor Keiichi. Maybe it was because I was walking outside, but my appetite had suddenly returned. I might as well buy a snack with the change from the examination fee on the way home. Contemplating that, I turned onto a familiar street. At that moment, I heard a car horn abruptly honk behind me. Oh, you motherfucker! What the fuck you doing? God, I would chew the shit out of him for that. Whoever the fuck did it. Oh, I'd be pissed. God, nothing pisses me off more than like someone trying to scare the shit out of you with a car horn. Was I really walking so far into the middle of the road where I'd be in a car's way? I moved further off to the side, but the horn was still honking at me. I turned around peeved. Yeah, that's when you pick up a rock and you just lob it straight into the fucker's windshield. Fuck him. Mayaba-san! Good day to you. God damn it, old man. If you're not old, I would have just kicked your knee out. It was Oishi-san. He stepped out of his car, AC on full blast, and waved at me. How do you know it's on full blast? How can you hear it over the car? What's up today? School on break? Just not feeling well, so I took the day off. I was about to buy lunch and head back home. That's great. I'm just about to get lunch myself. Would you mind going together? If you're not feeling up for it, then don't mind me. I was just going to lie down after going home anyway. I didn't really have a cold. Doubt you'd want to eat at one of these local places. Let's go into town. It's a bit of a drive, is that alright? I know a pretty good place. I'd finally begun to understand Oishi-san's roundabout way of saying things. He probably wanted to talk to me about stuff that would be difficult to discuss while in Hinamizawa. You clever old bastard. I went with Oishi-san, riding in his frigid car. It was almost as if the bright sunlight outside was a lie. Sorry about calling you so late last night. Did your parents get angry at you? No. I recalled Rena, who had been listening to the phone conversation all that time, separated from me by just the door. Sorry, but geez, that's just fucking... It's still weird. Still weird. I'd never want to talk to Rena again after that. Even now, in the brightness of the sunlight, the thought still creeped me out. With the bump that jolted the car, the road connecting to the city changed from dirt to pavement. My head swiveled back with a sudden realization. That's right. This was where Tomitake-san died. They've hit a snag on the investigation regarding Tomitake-san. Oishi-san spoke while peering at me from the corner of his eye. The fuck? They believed it was caused by hallucinogens, given how he was clawing out his own throat. But a drug that could cause that to happen so suddenly is extremely hard to come by. Bear in mind, of course, the autopsy was done with the premise in mind, but we didn't find any leads. You know what the thing you see in comics all the time? Where there's a drug that if you put it in them, it doesn't leave any traces? It exists. So, what the fuck? Yeah, fuck that. No! I don't even know how to begin to pronounce that. Sukianilokol? Ilokol? What the fuck? Something or other. Yeah, what the fuck else? Well, it's pretty common. But you see, that doesn't seem to be any kind of drug that would cause Tomitake-san to react like that. Can we actually get a real word we can pronounce? Because what the fuck? Then you're saying the police concluded Tomitake-san just died from the curse? I couldn't help but feel that the police were worthless. Wow. Shots fired. I just wanted the idea of a curse to be disassociated from Tomitake-san's mysterious death. Unfortunately, that's how it looks right now. But putting aside the cause of death, without a doubt he was surrounded by a group of people and had taken a beating before he died. That was no curse, but an incident that unquestionably involved other humans. That made me a bit relieved. Yeah, I feel really relieved. Fuck. We passed in front of the rather desolate, but still busier than Hinamizawa train station. The car pulled into a restaurant parking lot, and I followed Oishi-san into the shop. It was pretty crowded, but there was only adults at this hour. Of course, there wouldn't be any children in here in the middle of the weekday. Do please, non-smoking. This way, please. When you're all ready to order, please call me over. We were led by a peculiarly dressed waitress to our table. I sat with Oishi-san in the booth. Can we not get a sprite of what she looks like, please? Come on now. Can't say she was dressed strange and not actually give her a picture of her. Come on. You're killing me. You're killing me. So what do you think? Aren't the waitresses' outfits here cute? Yeah, I can tell with the fucking non-sprite edition of them. Fucking killing my buzz here, man. Huh? Well, I guess. The shop is always quite busy. It's more about the waitresses than the food, you see. Uh-huh. Oishi-san, you're leering. Am I really? I would be leering if I could see them. Fuck you. I'm pissed. What do the waitresses look like? Come on! Show me! Show me what they look like. Regardless of how the waitresses looked, the food was decent enough. Finishing our meals while talking about some inane topic, Oishi-san's after-meal cup of coffee arrived at the table. Yesterday we talked about Hinamizawa's past, didn't we? Yeah, that it was the village of man-eating demons or something like that. I didn't know much about it myself, so I asked my grandmother about it this morning. Oishi-san asked his grandmother. What is she, 120? What the fuck? Oishi-san took out the notepad that was stuffed into his breast pocket. He looks like he's 40 or 50. Let's just say both were 20 when they had children. That would put his mom at 70, his grandmother at 90. She's gonna be pretty cognizant of what the hell's going on. Come on, Oishi, you can't use a 90-year-old woman as testimony. Turns out that Hinamizawa used to be called Onagafuchi, or Ogre's Abyss. Onagafuchi. That's quite the name. Yeah, it's really easy to pronounce, too. Fuck you. The name's still around. The marsh where the Shinto priest wife drowned herself is still called Ogre's Abyss. It's said that the depths of the marsh connect to the realm of the demons. Of course, nobody had told me anything about such an ominous marsh. Ah, you see. It appears that they were both feared and revered. A respect born of fear. Guess you could say it was kind of a deification? Deification. I'll get it eventually. Deification. A village of inhuman creatures. Seems the demons were seinen, or mountain-dwelling mystics of sorts. Seinen? Seinen? I don't know. Taking villagers with incurable illness into the Ogre's Abyss and healing them, for example. Even if we are calling them demons, Tengu long-nosed demons, or seinen, I have no idea, would be a more apt description. They don't seem like such terrible people, even though they were called demons. But they were still man-eating demons. According to the story my grandma told me, as payment for treating this son's illness, let us eat the mother who brought him here, was apparently how things went. Wow, that's fucked up. The price of curing her son was herself? That's unsettling. Of course the mother took her son and ran. That was stupid. That's fucking stupid, you dumbass. Then you see, all the people who lived in Onagafuchi, the demons chased them down, rounded them up, and captured them. Should have just fucking been eaten. The entire village, apparently. It was quite a frightening thing to imagine. In the end, it seems both the mother and son were caught and eaten. The end. There's a problem with this story. Both witnesses in the story were eaten, so nobody would be able to tell the tale. Huh? There are plenty of old fables like this. In contrast to the ghastly tale, Oishi-san laughed heartily while sipping his coffee. But well, there are quite a few other tales, where the demons from Onagafuchi band together to capture their prey. I recalled that Mion said all the villagers united and fought against the dam construction. I saw similarities how that part about unification overlapped. Normally they hunted them down a single person and they chose who it was going to be beforehand. Huh? That caught my attention. Oishi-san also appeared to be pondering what it meant. My grandmother told me that you must never interfere with the demon's hunt. You should just hole up in your house and hide under the covers, she said. So what does this all mean? It means you mustn't ever help or protect the prey. As long as you don't disturb the demon's hunt, no harm will fall upon the villagers. It seems there's that kind of rule. Basically, don't help the victims. Pretend you didn't see the atrocities, in other words. What happens if you break the rule? Well, they're man-eating demons after all. They'll probably fucking eat you, you dumbass. Many parts of that tale caught my attention. Parts of the story he told me overlapped with this theory that the perpetrators were all the village families. Even if it wasn't the whole village, it was conceivable that the villagers were hiding under the covers and leaving them to die. When there's a group that was on their hunt, wasn't it? Which that makes them just as guilty as the people doing it because they're not trying to stop it. I didn't dare speak it. Then Oishi-san, I guess it looks like it's either the village families or a group of villagers perpetrating the crimes. What do you think, Mayabara-san? Excuse me. Another cup of coffee, please. That's what I wanted to know. Seeing that we were both waiting for the other to say that last part. Another cup of coffee? I waited for the waitress to finish pouring coffee before speaking. Last year I had a nagging feeling when Satoshi-kun disappeared. Oishi muttered as he watched the milk swirl around in his coffee. So those friends of Satoshi-san, meaning your group of friends, Mayabara-san, I had a bit... really just a bit, okay? A background checking done on them. If Oishi-san had said this to me before, I would have been furious, since he had told me earlier not to suspect my friends. But as I was now, I couldn't. This might sound pretty stupid. Mayabara-san, if you feel that's stupid, please say so. I'll just stop. Oishi-san was wearing the most serious expression I'd ever seen from him. It was as if he was telling me to prepare myself and listen. There's quite a few things I regretted hearing from Oishi-san. But none of them were as threatening as this. Yay! I get to hear something that'll scare the shit out of me. A little voice inside me was screaming like an alarm. Stop, Keiichi. This was probably the last one. I took a deep breath and silenced that voice. You dumbass! You deserve to die. I would not run from the truth. Please. That was all I could utter. Oishi-san stared into my eyes silently for a few moments. After he was certain I was ready, he began. Oh goody, I don't want to read this. I don't want to die. The victim of the incident in the first year was the overseer. A few weeks later... Oh god damn it, it's Oishi! Older voice. The victim of the incident in the first year was the overseer. A few weeks prior, he had an altercation with Mion Sonozaki-san. Multiple altercations. Oishi-san had said before that Mion had defied the dam project vehemently. Well, it wasn't hard to imagine how she'd be able to see would she'd be if she got worked up. In the second year, the married couple who supported the project died in that accident, right? They had a daughter. Her name is Satoko Hojo-san. Oh my god! Oh, Satoko, you bitch! Why? I don't like you anyways. Huh? Satoko meaning Satoko? Oishi-san's look told me that my voice was too loud. I realized it as well and quickly quieted down. The Shinto priest and his wife who died in the third year, you see. Their daughter is Rika Furude-san. Oh my god. Rika-chan was... Oh, everyone's fucking involved in this. This is creepy. The housewife who died in the fourth year, you know already, don't you? It was the step-aunt of Satoko Hojo. She was in her aunt and uncle's custody as she had lost both her parents in the accident. She lived in the victim's house. I could tell my lips were getting dry. I didn't even have the wits to keep my mouth from hanging agape. I thought it was nothing but a bizarre incident, one that I could easily distance myself from. But clicking and clacking, it had snuck all the way to my feet. The one who disappeared the fourth year, by the way, he was Satoko-san's older brother. Wait, just a second. Took everything I had to finally say that. I gulped down a glass of water once again, wiped my face with a napkin. Shit, even my mouth is going dry after that, Jesus. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. But Oishi-san was relentless. Instead of waiting for me to finish sorting out my feelings, he started speaking again. The last of the things I shouldn't have heard. All the victims seem to be connected to your group of friends. Yeah, that slow music thing didn't help either. That just has to be just a coincidence. My boss-san, keep it down. Everyone's looking. Mihun? Satoko? Rika-chan? So what if they're connected? You're telling me all of my friends? It couldn't be. It just couldn't be. Oh, Rena is different, isn't she? Rena isn't connected with the victims at all. Rena Ryugu was living in a suburb of Ibaraki Prefecture up until last year. Well, it's true she hadn't directly met any of the victims. He said in a roundabout way. He's saying she's also connected? Actually, I looked into her. Before Ryugu-san moved away to Hinamizawa, she was suspended from school. Oh shit. It seems she went through her school building and broke all the windows. What the fuck? That's weird as shit. Rena did that? She broke all the windows at her school? That same silly Rena had? Couldn't even imagine it. It seems that after her 3-day suspension, she didn't return to school. She went to a neurologist and was diagnosed with dysautonomia. She was given weeks of counseling and medication. Sure, I know what that fucking disease is. Wonder if it was something like a nervous breakdown. I'd heard that it happens to people who are really methodical or overly sensitive. Neither of those matched Rena's easygoing personality. And in the counselor's medical report, he recorded all the conversations he had with Rena-san. It shows up. And quite a bit at that. What did? I pressed forward carelessly. There couldn't be anything more for me to regret. She mentioned the word Oyashiro-sama. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit the bed. Felt like someone's stone-cold hand was caressing my back. No shit. Why had Rena spoken of Oyashiro-sama before she even came to Hinamizawa? Seems that Oyashiro-sama, which she spoke of, was like a ghost appearing in her house every night, standing over her pillow looking down at her. My mind froze. That's fucked up. Couldn't process what I was being told. A while after that, she moved to Hinamizawa. Ah, that's right. She's not an outsider. Huh? According to the registry register, the Ryugu family used to reside in Hinamizawa. Rena-san moved to Iburaki right after she finished elementary school. That lying bitch! Oh, that bitch. I am going to kill that bitch. Oh, if she doesn't kill me first, I'm killing her. Oh, she's getting what's coming to her for lying to me. It's one thing I hate, it's people lying to me. She's going to die. If I have to break my monitor just to kill her, that will do. My mind went completely blank. It was similar to the static you'd see on a blank TV channel. My ears began ringing as I lost all sense of comprehension. Marizabara-san, are you alright? Shall we stop? Those words brought me back. I couldn't let it in here. Now I understand, Rena. Then, how about the last victim, Tomitake-san? How is he connected with... He knows everyone. He talked to every single one of us. Irritated, I let out one final reprisal. Reprisal? All of them. Have you forgotten, Mayabara-san? Didn't you all spend the night at the festival together quite merrily? Fuck. Quite a few of the officers saw you enjoying yourselves. Now there was nothing I could respond with. I fell silent as my brain turned to mush. Shit. We should get going. Oh, Mayabara-san, did you take your afternoon medicine? I'd completely forgotten about the medicine I had gotten today, until Oishi said that. How does he know? How does he know I got medicine unless we talked about it? Weird. Kinda weird all the music stopped too. I got another glass of water and we left the shop after I chugged it down. We got in the car and returned to Hinamizawa via the rough road. Thank God music's back. Oh, thank God. God, it was getting weird. I never really paid attention when I was on my bike, but did cars normally shake this much? It was almost as if the road was desperately trying to tell me something. But dump. That big jolt was from the difference in elevation on the road when it changed from cement to dirt. It was certain that I heard Tomitake scream, "Oh! Oh, that sucks. Ooh, stop it. Ooh, that one's... Oh, sorry. That's rough." I sat in silence, just letting myself be shaken by the car. I'll drop you off by your house. You missed school because you were ill, correct? My apologies for the long conversation. Why did he talk to me? I blurted out the question. Really just blurted it out. I didn't expect an answer. I did check with you first, didn't I? If we should just stop. Not that. Why did you reach out to me? I understood quite well that Oishi-san was investigating this string of suspicious incidents. But why was he telling me all this? I knew nothing and I couldn't help. Everything Oishi-san spoke of was news to me. First of all, what could I, having just moved here, know? By chance, if there was a reason for Oishi-san to reach out to me, then it would have to be that it looked suspicious to Oishi-san, as I was part of Mion's circle of friends. I'm retiring this year. I plan on moving away after retiring as my grandma wants. So while I'm still on the case, I want to bring the truth behind this incident to light. So what is he? Never mind, is he fucking 60? Jesus! Like fucking 65 out this bitch. Meaning his grandma's like 105. How is she still alive? No offense to anyone that's 105. Good fucking job. But we're talking like 1980s. And that you're 100. That's fucking insane. So, Oishi-san, you suspect them, don't you? All of them? Oishi-san didn't really give a response. That's a yes. I felt a little late, but I thought it was his way of showing a little bit of consideration for my feelings. This is mostly my intuition from 30 years on this job. Yeah, he's like 50 or 60. Good God, his grandma's old. My boss-son, you're the one in danger. Huh? I wanted to reply with, that was absurd, but in my downtrodden state, I couldn't bring myself to say it. I'll be retiring this year, so I won't be at the Watanagashi next year. So I want to settle things. In other words, he was insinuating that on the next Watanagashi, I might be the victim. I've been warned by the chief as well. Each incident in the string of cases has been solved, so don't bring it up again, or so I was told. This is the pressure that I'm facing. Pressure from what? Someone in Hinamizawa, where we've arrived. Is this fine? Yeah, we're good. After some time, the car finally reached the path to my house. The clock read 2 p.m. I was surprised so little time had passed since we ate. It was hot outside the car. The chirping of the Higurashi hurt my ears. I won't mind if you just forget everything I told you today. But I'm still going to keep investigating. I'll end Oyashiro-sama's curse this year. So you're saying that I should contact you if anything happens? It's fine. Just contact me when you feel you have to, Mayabara-san. I wasn't collected enough to understand Oishi-san's roundabout way of saying it. Be sure to take it easy. Sorry for throwing all this on you while you're taking the day off because you're sick. I didn't really give any sort of response. I'll always be on your side. If anything, believe that. I'll be off now. The tires crunching over the dirt road as the car made a U-turn and disappeared into a cloud of kicked up dust. It felt like I was watching a boat only throw me a lifesaver in shark-infested waters before disappearing into the distance. That was the first time I thought Oishi-san was being unfair. Telling me I was going to be the next victim, then just saying to contact him if something happened. This wasn't a criminal investigation. He was fishing, and I was just the bait dangling off the line. Would the fish be the perpetrator? Or was it really just Oyashiro-sama's curse? Either way, the bait would be swallowed whole. Damn it, I don't want to die. For some reason, I could do nothing but stare at the puddle of water left behind by the AC from the car. Fuck. Keiichi, it's your fault that you're gonna die, though. And that you're being used as bait. You decided to be stupid. Maybe if you weren't a dumbass, you'd be fine. Wonder how much time had passed since I laid down. It was getting dark outside. My body was soaked in sweat. It would probably be a good idea to change my sheets. At that moment, the phone downstairs rang. It was probably Mom. Mom was quite the worrywart. Maybe she had called many times, but I just didn't notice it. Hello, this is the Mayabara residence. Oh, he's alive. Hello. This is Mion. How are you doing? Is this one of Keiichi's friends? Keiichi's resting now, but... Shall I put him on? Huh? Is this his dad? Sorry. Idiot. He fell for it. Huh? Kei-chan! After our exchange, we both had a good laugh together. Except I was suspicious of her even as we were laughing. Was everybody really involved in the incidences? The fact that I couldn't say no saddened me. I like Mio, no, please don't make her guilty.